pictures are also being shared when a 108-foot statue of Kempegowda, which is considered to be the founder of Bengaluru, will be inaugurated today and will enter history books as the tallest bronze statue in Karnataka. Coming up on a 23-acre heritage park near Kempegowda International Airport, the ruling BJP hopes that the 85 crore worth statue will be a vote catcher.
Now, of course, the mammoth statue is being interpreted as an attempt by the Saffron party to woo the Vokalegas, which is a majority community in South Karnataka who have traditionally favored the Congress and JDS but are reportedly warming up to the Saffron party of late.
So this is happening at a time when the Prime Minister himself will also be inaugurating, as far as the pictures of the said airport, and which has completely gone through a renovation. That is also being shared. But when it comes to Kempegowda statue, that will be inaugurated. Now, this is coming at a time crucial just before the elections that are to take place. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi also will be in Bengaluru today. And also the Bengaluru Airport Terminal 2 pictures that are being shared, as it shows what a swanky new airport that the city of Bangalore and the people of Bangalore now will be getting.
Yes, so on the other hand, as far as the political slugfest is concerned, we have the opposition coming in, Deepak. As far as this inauguration is concerned, it is going to be very crucial, but it is also seen as a bid to woo the Vokalega community in the state of Karnataka ahead of the elections. Deepak?
Yes, when you look at the statue inauguration, of course, today it's going to happen with grandeur. We have the Prime Minister, coming down to the city. And also, this is right at the airport. So for everybody who's, of course, coming to Bengaluru, the first thing that they would see is this majestic statue that is being called as a statue of prosperity at this point in time. Now, as far as the statue itself is concerned, it is quite a sight. But overall, there's a lot of politics that's playing around it. We have, the party like JDS, which, of course, has its roots from the Vokalega community, which has raised objections, not directly, but has said that the BJP is just using this inauguration as a political event. Now, we've also had the Congress go on to say that initially they made an allegation that the government is trying to bring in college students unnecessarily for the program. Then they raised an objection that why is the government, state government funds being used, while the land, of course, was given away at a throwaway price to the Bangalore airport, which is, of course, generating income on its own. So they should have been asked to develop the statue rather than have, the state funds being used as well. So several aspects, of course, objections being raised to, but overall, when you look at it, the scenario seems to be in such a way that the BJP definitely is looking at this as a major push for the Vokalega community and the vote base. Whereas the two major leaders from the Vokalega community, be it DK Shivakumar or H.D. Kumaraswamy, at this point in time not very happy or probably a little jittery over how the scenario is unfolding.
Right, but this is being called as a statue of prosperity, isn't it, Deepak? Because it has been built to commemorate the contribution of Kempegowda, who is the founder of the city. So to that effect, are we also looking at some sort of criticism and questions being raised by the opposition?
Well, overall, of course, they cannot directly criticize having a statue of Kempegowda because, there is across party lines a lot of respect for the man, of course, who's known as the architect of Bengaluru. And Bengaluru overall in the country, seen as the Silicon Valley, is seen as a sign of prosperity. And that's where the name for the statue as well comes in. Now, the grand inauguration by the government here and the Prime Minister being here, now the opposition alleges it's becoming more of a BJP event than a government event, and the statue is becoming more of a election, agenda for the BJP rather than just have it for the sake of Bengaluru. The Congress is also writing letters to the Prime Minister, going on to say that there are several issues plaguing the city, and to honor Kempegowda would be to resolve those issues rather than just have statues. So several aspects around the statue, of course, is being raked up by the opposition ahead of the inauguration.
Right, and also Deepak, as far as the political slugfest over the same is concerned, the Congress has also questioned as to why government funds were used to install this particular statue by the BJP.
Yes, like I mentioned, what the aspect that they spoke about is that, the state government funds shouldn't have been used because the airport land was given to the airport several years ago, and, nearly 2,000 acres for commercial purposes, and a lot of revenue is being generated by the airport. So the airport officials should have constructed this particular statue in their money is the, allegation that came in from the Congress party.
All right. So this has been the state of affairs as far as the Chief Minister also is concerned, Deepak. He has been saying that this is a matter of pride for us, that the Statue of Prosperity is the first and the tallest bronze statue of a founder of a city as per the World Book of Records, an apt tribute to Bengaluru's founder Kempegowda, and standing at 108 feet. It symbolizes the vision of a global city. That has been tweeted by the Chief Minister so far. And also, Deepak, a certificate from the World Book of Records that has also been, as far as this tallest statue is concerned, it had made its mark.
Yes, now the World Book of Records making this entry that this is the tallest statue of the founder of a city, and of course great pride, in fact, for Bengalurians, and a day to, of course, look forward to as the Prime Minister himself unveils this majestic statue. And like I mentioned, for everybody getting out of the Bengaluru International Airport or the domestic airport, the first thing that they would see is this statue standing tall in front of them. But of course, like I mentioned, it's election season, and you can expect, every issue like this to be flared up and, politically quite active.
Right. So, well, that's the latest coming in. But also, Deepak, as we are speaking of this inauguration and the questions which are being raised and the move which is being seen as a bid to woo the Vokaliga community ahead of the elections. On the other hand, meanwhile, JDS has stirred a row wherein former Prime Minister has slammed the BJP. This, of course, coming in as Prime Minister Modi is, of course, all set to inaugurate this statue. But now former Prime Minister has come forward slamming the BJP, wherein they have questioned the invitation extended to Yediyurappa.
So this has been shared by the JDS social media team. However, they have been saying as a former Prime Minister and an important contributor to the same community, he has not been invited. However, Yediyurappa, who is not holding any official position, has been given space on stage. In the past, Kempegowda built Bengaluru. The government could have at least invited senior leaders from the community. So those are the allegations now being leveled, Deepak, by the JDS that the former Prime Minister has not been invited to today's event.
Yes, like I said, the opposition parties, be it the JDS or the Congress, are, quite jittery over this particular event. They do not want it to be a BJP-led event of trying to woo the Vokaliga community. They're also saying this is a person, who's revered in the state of Karnataka. And somebody of the, likes of Mr. Devegowda, who served as the former Prime Minister, has done a lot for the community, and he should have been a part of this inauguration. If it is a statue of Kempegowda that is being inaugurated, he believes that he should have been a part of the inauguration, but he is not being called. Again, going back to what, the Congress as well it has been saying, and even the JDS has been saying, that it is becoming more of a party event than a state government event, is the allegation coming in from the opposition.
But Deepak, this of course is expected to snowball further, because as the statement which has been shared by the JDS social media team, it says that in past Kempegowda built Bengaluru, the government could have at least invited senior leaders from community now who contributed for the development of Bengaluru, all thinking Kannadigas and especially people from Gowda community should be aware. Well, those are the latest developments coming in, wherein one, we have political slugfest which is currently underway over the inauguration of this statue. On the other hand, Prime Minister Modi is all set to unveil this 100 tall feet statue, which has also made its mark in the world record.
So this is coming at a time when the opposition, like the Congress and the JDS, who have been raising several questions, because they have been questioning as to why the government funds are being used to install a 108 feet statue in Bengaluru. Going across to Tanveer Ahmed now. Tanveer, what is your point of view here? Because the JDS now seems to be suggesting that the former Prime Minister has not been invited to today's event.
See, firstly, let us really understand. Kempegowda and Devegowda, actually, the Vokaliga community definitely respects both these Gowdas, because one really architected the entire Bangalore, and another was the Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister of India staying at the same place, and the invitation is not extended. Dirty politics. because Kempegowda is not a figure for BJP. He's a national figure. He is a Karnataka pride. And BJP makes it a political event. This is such a shameful thing. The Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, definitely should have extended that courtesy to the former Prime Minister, who's a 90 years old man who has immensely contributed for the development of Karnataka, and airport is a contribution to Devegowda, where it is installed. And he has not extended an invitation. It really shows a small-minded politics which is really played. I don't know whether the Prime Minister is involved, but definitely I can tell you the functionaries of BJP here in Karnataka are definitely involved in this, in this mischief.
But on the other hand, as you also mentioned, and is what being said by the opposition in this state, that this is nothing but a bid to woo the Vokalega community in this state ahead of the elections. Even the Congress feels that the people of the state, on the other hand, as far as including the Vokalega community members are concerned, they are not going to back the BJP government this time. Do you think that is going to be the scenario, or is it going to be any more different?
See, just by installing a statue, if at all anybody is going to get or who a Vakaliga or Lingayat community, then everybody would have really installed only statues. Kempegowda's values, Kempegowda's development, he's a man who architected 1,000 lakes. Right now, we know that every lake is encroached under this government. During Kempegowda's time, the roads, the markets were installed, established. Today, 40% depression in the market, in the business.
Right.
I mean, if at all you want to really bring Kempegowda, you need to bring his ideas. That are more important. Statues definitely important. But however, I would tell you that his ideas, his was more important than the statue itself.
All right, Tanveer, thanks very much for your point of view. We are looking at how even when it comes to the JDS and the Congress, both have been now questioning, calling it as a BJP event rather than an event when it comes to celebrate the contributions of Kempegowda to the city of Bengaluru. We'll be back after a short break.